I knew Jack needed to use another way of talking when he was about the age of 5. He was diagnosed as having autism at age 3, but we did not realize that verbal communication was really going to be something that he struggled with until he was about 5.
Alex started using this device when he about probably between 4 and 5.
When Jack started using a device, I was really excited because we were at a place with him going to school. They did not know how to make progress with him with speech. He just wasn't seeming interested. He did not understand that words had meaning. With the introduction of the device, he was able to see that words do have meaning and start his journey of learning to communicate.
When I saw Alex start using the device and, be able to communicate what he needs instead of before without the device, he's more like, if he can't, he either pull us and then he can't tell us and he start hitting his head. So that helps a lot when he knows how to get us attention. He even says, "Excuse me now." And then using the device to tell us what he wants. His behavior is getting better, and of course we're all happy. He communicates better, and it will help him learn too, because sometimes even we know that he knows that the word or the letter he can't tell us, but now with the device he can communicate using the device to tell us that's what it is.
A big way that it's changed his life has been frustration. He would be upset quite frequently because he was not able to communicate his needs beyond basic gesturing. And he's able to look at the device and say whatever it is that he's wanting, and it's clear to us what it is that he's asking for. There are icons with the words, both of which now he associates together, but it's been a big game changer for us. The frustration level compared to what it used to be, it is significantly less. He used to just fall down to the floor and throw a fit out of just sheer frustration, and it would, make my husband and I hurt because we knew that he was trying to communicate with us and he was not able to do that. And now, fast forward to where we're at now, he is able to communicate basic needs. He's in the process of expanding his language past that, and it's very exciting, but the frustration level now is significantly less than it used to be. It's not even close to the same thing. The device, whenever he is interacting with his brothers, is actually very exciting because having autism, a lot of kids tend to separate and not really want to communicate with other kids. They tend to gravitate towards the adult. And because his brothers, Luke and Ryan, they are not familiar with how to communicate with him, using this device is a great way of bringing them together and starting that bridge of them being able to communicate. They're both very young, all three of them are young at this point, but I can see where this is going to go. As for how our family is structured at this point using the communication devices, we all have our own. We have the app on the iPad for his brothers and dad and I. We all have our own device. And so whenever we are communicating with Jack, who's using his device, it reinforces that he is able to talk to us, and how it's also structuring how he can communicate with us.
I would recommend parents trying everything they can, and that's what we did. You know, there was a lot of problems with Alex at first, but if you keep going, it will get better. And if your child can talk, and the communication device really helping solve a lot of problems, you understand your child better, and eventually the behavior problem gets better too.
My advice to parents who are trying to decide whether or not to use AAC is to go for it. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Jack didn't have a source of communication, a way of talking to us. And we had quite a few people that were very skeptical about using a communication device, and that whether or not it would be helpful to him, whether or not it would make a difference in his life, whether or not communication in general even would make a difference in his life. But I say go for it. You don't know if your kid is going to take to this alternative form of communication. And if he or she does, it's going to be wonderful, because it will open up a world of communication. They will be able to talk to you. They will be able to tell you what they need, tell you what they want, how their day is. It's wonderful. It's a game changer. It's lovely.
He did. Sometimes at home, you know, when I would doing something, he, of course, we let him play with the device. So he discovered new words. He always surprises that, hey, Alex, where this word, and we just go right into it that we don't even know where it is, or, you know, I have to use the word finder to find it, but he just go right into it. Today, he's really saying, I want, or I can't remember exactly what it is, but like he want to go home, because it's, you know, his interview, he kind of like new to the, like the environment is new to him, so he keeps saying, I want to go home. And that kind of surprised me, because before, when we went speech therapy, he just say stop or all done. But wanting to go home is something new that he said today. Yeah, it surprised me.
He surprises me all the time. He surprises us quite frequently. Whenever he is properly motivated and when he really wants something, that's when it all comes out. And he is able to tell us using words that we didn't even know that he knew, because we hadn't really focused on them. But he surprises us, you know, quite frequently. So one thing that comes to mind, or one of the fun ones for him, Jack is crazy about pizza. He loves pizza. And it was in the beginning stages of him starting to be introduced to the communication device. And we were working with the word pizza, you know, pizza, just making that association that this is the word and there's your pizza. And he went to his device and he said, pizza, hot. Pizza, red, you know, started just building off of what we were so much further than we thought that we were at with him at that given moment. I feel very blessed with Jack. Jack has a very strong desire to communicate. What is something that has been a big blessing for us is that he wants to communicate. And what he uses his AAC device, not just to communicate verbally to you, but also to practice his words. So he goes in there, he knows what these words are, he knows what their meaning is, and he practices by pressing it, the button, the icon for whatever item it is, and then he says it back, and then he presses it and tries to get the enunciation of that word where he wants it to be. And so many words are so fun to hear him say. But he even watches phonics videos trying to figure out communication, which is why it floors me that communication in what is widely accepted as what is the best therapy for autistic kids is communication is not #1 priority. It's very surprising to me.
You know, it's hard to say, but I think it will help him. as what we were hoping, as you know, in the long run, he's a little bit more mature, he used it more effectively, then it will be better. It will help. I know he still have a lot of problems. I know he's gonna have a life. It's not like any other, the kids with typical, normal kids, but it will help him in terms of, communicating, be able to communicate with other people at least.
The outlook for Jack, now that he's using this AAC device and the progress that he makes, I can't help but think that Jack can be a leader in some way and show other kids, help other parents. I cannot wait to hear his testimony, but I know he will be able to communicate on his own accord freely, exactly like a typically developing child would, and I really look forward to that.
I would like to say thank you to Cook Children, especially Cook Children Rehab. We had been here for 4 or 5 years now with Alex and also my other son, and is really helpful, and they have been making progress, and we are pleased with it.